Hello, my name is Hemant Sagar, and together with Didier Lecouanné, we founded Lecouanné Hemant, a luxury brand in Paris in the 80s. But let's start at the very beginning. I was born here in Delhi to a German mother and a father from Lailpur, which is now in Pakistan. So I got a beautiful internship of a year and a half in a fantastic blouse manufacturing company in West Germany, where I learnt a lot of things. I had also, of course, already learnt a lot of things from before, which were the basis. And I could somehow contribute to their functioning. And after a year, they actually hired me to work in their design workshop and also to accompany them going to the different trade fairs. Well, I was leafing through newspapers and magazines and thought fashion was very interesting. So when we went to the tailor, because that was the only way of getting clothes, we would go and have them copied, so or inspired or created or whatever. So let's say that this idea of creating anything that you needed or wanted was there right from the beginning. And when I was 15, we moved to Germany, to Berlin, and I was more and more fascinated by fashion and decided that by working in hospitals, by selling newspapers, I made a good amount of pocket money that I could pay my own pattern making courses, how to make a garment structure, how to drape, how to sketch, all those different things. I did through private tuition, in fact. And by late 1970s, 78, early 79, came to Paris, got admitted in the fashion school, and that's where I met Didier Lecouanné, who was in a different class than me, and we started chatting one day and actually set up a little group of youngsters, other classmates who all felt like making clothes. So one afternoon in the week we would get together and design clothes with the dream of doing a fashion show. That small group split up after a few weeks, and the only remainders of them were yours truly. So we actually did set up shop in Paris, and we were very, very lucky because we got one of the best address you could dream of on Faubourg Saint-Honoré, just opposite the French President's Palace. We found a very, very small shop that was not quite as large as the big cars that would stop in front. Opening that shop proved quite a big challenge, and we managed to do it quite wonderfully. But we're more and more inspired to go further. And after a year or two of having very good successes with this little shop, we decided we would grow to the level of the great designers that we all admired. There's this couture institution association which is called the Couture Syndicate in Paris, and it includes the biggest names of fashion that you could imagine, the biggest brands, including people like Dior, YSL, Chanel, and many, many others. The hardships to overcome were actually to understand business, to understand manufacturing. We wanted to diversify for a long time and felt that our mutual different cultures would certainly make us quite unique. It had a USP behind it. And when things started becoming really difficult to sell these very intricate creations in Paris, we decided to close down and to set up a shop here in India. We felt we were still confident and young enough to set up a whole new industry that we were really dreaming of. And we wanted to have a ready-to-wear line because we felt it was just much more oriented to the future. We went through many different professions over the years. We started off as being a small boutique with serial production that grew into an haute couture workshop in which you make single creations for a single client and sell them to her just once. We also tried a ready-to-wear there that at that time was manufactured in Estonia and distributed in France. But then we moved to India and taught all our principles to our own people, and that was based on schooling of people who had learnt traditional professions from their forefathers, from their peers. The factory that we built in Gurgaon is a kind of a high-tech factory that uses age-old principles, all aligned for the Indian market, for our own understanding, and into a principle to make our workers be able to understand them. You see that the traditional worker in India learns his trade from his forefathers or his uncle or his family or by any other peers, but not from school. So his understanding of the business is highly traditional, and he is in a way the safeguard of a traditional principle of making garments or embroidering or any different aspect of a traditional profession. Today, at the head of a company with some 400 people, we still have a lot of plans for the future. We would like to do many accessories. We would like to do cosmetics, of course, natural cosmetics if possible, and we would also like to take the creation to many different parts of the country and the world. Is it luck? Is it spirituality? Is it hard work, or is it just one thing with different names? I think all those different aspects are extremely important. Of course, when you set up shop, you have to believe in what you're doing, so the belief does become a kind of a spirituality. My advice is for young entrepreneurs and budding designers. I would certainly say that you need some good experience after coming out of school or college, that you need to have done some solid internships and preferentially also work for some other people. Try to find backers, do a business plan, do a marketing plan, do all kinds of analysis to make sure that the niche that you are heading for, because fashion business is only made out of niches, that you're heading for is actually unique, and that you do have a USP. It's extremely important to be very, very clear about what you're heading for, and of course you need a good portion and a dose of belief in it, and also of good luck.